Episode 6, day 6. So today is a little sharing. Something I learned from the ACG world, which later on translated to something I found out also is quite true also in the business world lah. And that is this concept of positioning. So let me explain to you how this goes on. Firstly, I think when I first got into the the hobby scenes and things like that, one of the people that I met with, which is very unique to me, is the collectors community. So I remember going to one of this collector's house one day, and then we were just having a chat, and he was just showing me his collection and stuff lah. So what I found very interesting is that it could be something like he was showing basically me to this Optimus Prime toy. Okay, like okay, this one is what edition, limited edition, and then very rare and things like that. That one I can get, I can understand, it's rare, so it's very high value. Then he showed me another copy of it, which he said, look at this, what do you think, why do you think this one is even rarer than the first one? I say, I don't get it, they look exactly the same. Say, check out the eyes. So the eyes, the paint was a little off, So I thought like, oh, it looks like a factory defect lah. To me, it's a factory defect. Apparently, he said, yes, because it's a defect and it's been released to sell, this makes it even rarer. It's even rarer in that context for collectors. And I thought that was quite mind-blowing, but I guess this is the collector's realm lah. Like, I guess defects are considered rare collecting items. Of course, this didn't really, this didn't really digest to me until many years later down the line, right? Where I figured that actually, you know what? A lot of times when we think that we are a defect or we are not enough, we're not worthy. Like the imposter syndrome I mentioned the last episode, right? Yes, in the context of you in your current market or in the current community or in the current environment you are at, you are probably considered the defect or you're one of many. But if we were to move you to quote unquote the collector's realm, move you to another place that actually doesn't have a lot of your talent, your skill or your uniqueness, you are considered the rare gem among them. And I thought like, once I got to understand this from one of my coaches also, is that, yeah, to tell the truth, right, a lot of times we thought that our differences or our defect or our curse or what this market would consider no good or no value, when you move it to another environment, you move it to another market, you move it to another community, such a high value there because they appreciate it. It could be something as simple as language, In Malaysia, you will say that, oh, we speak Chinese, English, BM and things like that. And yeah, to skill-wise, as a Muay Thai coach, you speak 3 languages, nobody really cares. I move you to another country that if you can speak 3 languages as a coach, you are a rare commodity. Okay? And I think that that's one of those things that sometimes we want to be mindful of, Like, don't let that quote-unquote defect decide our value. Because if we are not appreciated here, maybe we go to another environment, another industry, we are much more welcome there. It has actually changed a lot of my perspective of things, and sometimes I have moved out away and stay away from a lot of circles and people, and I find that I'm so much more happier. And I think that that's something that maybe you can explore too. Who knows? You can finally say goodbye, good riddance to the environment you are at. Find another place that you're much more appreciated. And that's okay. No hard feelings. Everybody has their worth. And let's go to places where we're much more appreciated. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.